Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you all. I have been wanting to get back on video for a very long time. Last year, I was blessed to have a little girl, and she's been keeping me busy along with my son. And so, my plan is to put out some videos. Sometimes you'll see her with me in a carrier. Other times you may not see her. That means she's given me a break. And so, I'm excited to get this YouTube channel going. I know the last time you saw me, I was doing 100 days of design. And so you'll see all of those videos in my archives on my YouTube channel. And now I just want to talk to you about all things branding, whether it's, your logos, your websites, sometimes marketing, different applications or systems that you can use to help your business um, basically show itself with its best foot forward, if that makes sense. And any other advice I can give you, tips I can give you, resources I can give you, I just want to share that all here on this channel. And so stay tuned. I'll probably release this video first because I'm giving all of these disclaimers. So stay tuned. I'll be sharing more and more videos with you as we go on. And please pardon my virtual background. Um, just work with me as I, navigate this new era of being a mom and business owner. Um, and so again, hello, it's good to see you. So this particular video, we're going to talk about why you need a website. I know some of you may be feeling like, hey, who cares? We have Instagram, we have Facebook, we have TikTok, we have LinkedIn, we have all sorts of resources. Um, and it's true, yes, you have all of those things, but you should not rely solely on those channels or avenues, if I can say that. So what you want to do is absolutely have something of your own, because I don't know if any of you guys remember or if it was too far back, but I believe in October of maybe 2021 or so, we had like a social media shutdown. And not all social media was shut down, but Instagram and Facebook were completely shut down. You would go on your apps and it would just show like that loading sign over and over, or it would show posts from like days back. And you weren't able to see what was going on in the world, what everyone was doing. And, I'm sure a lot of us, some of us for the first time, had to actually do what a lot of us did back in the day, where we just hang out with the people that are around us, play games, write, do something that doesn't have to do with your phone. And so that's a great example of why you need your own website, because if anything happens to social media for whatever reason it may be, you always want to have a place where your audience can go and know that they can find you. And so I'm going to talk about, I think, about 7 reasons why you need to have a website. Now, the very first one is that it helps to establish your brand as trustworthy. It helps to establish your brand as trustworthy, aka credibility. So, how many times do you maybe you see an ad online, and those are very popular now, sponsored posts, especially on Instagram and Facebook, right? You see an ad or even on YouTube, and you say, hey, whatever they're selling is kind of interesting. Maybe I want to know more about that. And so you click the link, you look for their website, maybe you Google them and see what you can find about them. That helps you build a sense of security in the fact that, hey, maybe they can actually provide or offer me what they say they can offer me. And so that is one of the things that a website allows you to do. It allows you to build credibility among those who don't even know who you are, right? So um, let's move on to the second one. So the second thing that it helps you do is it helps you to qualify new leads or customers. I don't know about you, but Google is one of my best friends, one of my greatest resources, right? And so anytime I need information, anything that I just don't know about, I put it into Google and I see what pops up. Now, in doing this search, I come across new companies. Maybe they've written a blog post or an article about the very thing that I am interested about, right? And so I go and I click on the link because Google said, hey, these people may have your answer. I click on the link and I read it and say, hey, maybe this is actually helpful. This is what I was looking for. And then I go ahead and I check out the rest of their website and find out that, hey, maybe they do have even more of what I wasn't even looking for, right? And so it gives you an opportunity to find out what a new business does, whether they can help you, and then it gives you the opportunity to continue surfing on their website to see what else they could possibly provide you with. Now, I typically work with service-based businesses and sometimes product-based businesses. So it can help with both sides. So for service-based business, let's say you write an article or a blog post about domains, right? Domains. A domain is the web address that you type into your um what is it? Your browser, sorry. If you're looking for a particular website, right? So your domain, let's say it's a website like GoDaddy, and I'm reading an article on GoDaddy and I'm saying, hey, they helped me out. They answered my question. On to the next thing. But then you're like, hey, what else does GoDaddy actually do? You go ahead and you surf through their website and you see, hey, they offer hosting, they offer marketing, they offer domains, so on and so forth. They offer security. And you're like, hey, I may actually need some of these things. And so let me go ahead and check out their pricing, what's in each package. And then you go ahead and you may end up purchasing from GoDaddy. Now, that's probably not something that you would have done had you not had that question, which then led you to their website and further along to surf their website to see what else they offered. That's an example of, technically, that's a product as well. So that's one example. And then let's say you're looking for, my son is in school right now. And so I'm looking for warm clothes that don't have like dinosaurs and race cars on them, right? Because basically that's all you can find for boys these days, right? And so I go searching and I say a tracksuit or a sweatsuit for a young toddler, and I come across a company, let's just say it's a Carter's, right? Um, Although I'm looking for that jumpsuit or the sweatsuit, I'll find that, hey, they have other options that may be more suitable for the type of weather that we're in right now. And so I go ahead and I continue surfing. And so this is another thing that having a website allows people to do. It allows them to find you, but also go further to make a sale because they can see everything else that you offer. All right, so I am back. Pardon me. I don't know if I'm getting over a cold or if it ever really hit me, but my kid came back home with something and it's kind of circulating a little bit. But let me recap what we talked about so far. So, the first reason you need a website is to help establish your brand as trustworthy, to build credibility. The second is to help qualify new leads or customers. And that's what I just wrapped up talking about before I went on my little break. Now, the third one is it helps nurture your current audience. So, for example, I spoke about blogging. If you have any new blog posts or videos that you want to share, it's a great way, again, I mentioned, for your customers to know where to find you. And so, if you have a business where you are rolling out new products on the daily, well, not on the daily, that's a lot, but on a frequent basis, it keeps your audience on their toes to say, hey, what's new with X, Y, and Z business today? Let me go see what new products they have. Or are they offering something new? Is there a sale? And so they always know to come back to you for whatever reason, even if they don't have a reason to buy something. Amazon is a great example of this. Amazon, I don't know if anyone could ever fully go through the entire Amazon catalog, but they have enough where you could literally go searching every single day for hours and hours. And I'm sure you would find something new that you would realize that you could actually use that item in your house, even if you don't need it or you're not looking for it at that particular moment, right? So, for example, I can go searching on Amazon and I'll find something like, a kitchen organizer, or, if you're like me, I tend to find all sorts of meal prep videos. And anytime I see a video and I see the containers that they're using to pack their food, I'm like, oh man, that looks really nice. I already have a bunch of Tupperware, but let me go and see if I could actually add this to my catalog of Tupperware, right? Just because whatever they're prepping looks good in whichever vessel they're using. And so that's another reason why someone would want to come to your website, because you're continuing to nurture their needs. You're providing more and more info, more and more products, more and more of whatever it is you provide your audience. And so they're ready to continue coming to your website so that they can tap into whatever it is that you have to offer. All right, so the first one was to establish your brand as trustworthy and to build credibility. The second is to help qualify new leads or new customers. And the third was to help nurture your current audience. Now, the fourth reason why you want to have a website is because it sells around the clock. Literally, it is your built-in salesperson for whatever yearly or monthly price you pay for that website, right? So this makes me think back to high school. I believe I was in high school and I was looking for a job. I did it with a couple of friends. I don't know how we found this business, but they basically sold knives. And, they did all these really cool tricks. They had the shears that you could cut a coin with. Like, I mean, they really went over the top about these knives, right? And the thing is, they wanted us to go and knock on people's doors. And not just that, they wanted us to actually enter people's homes to demonstrate all the cool things that the knives and the shears could do, right? And as a young high schooler, I was thinking there is no way, first of all, my parents would not be okay with me going into a random person's home, especially with the way people's kids get snatched up around here, right? So they would not be okay with me going into someone's home. And then I'm a kid, literally. I'm a kid. I'm still in high school. I mean, at that time, I obviously didn't think I was a kid. None of our high schoolers think they're kids, right? But essentially, we're all still kids. And so I'm out here promoting your business, and I'm not even getting paid unless I get an actual sale, right? And so I'm putting in all this effort. I'm literally walking from door to door, knocking. People are shutting the door in my face potentially. People just won't answer. May meet someone whose house I shouldn't be going into, so on and so forth. And so you're hiring people to make all these efforts to get your brand seen, right? But your website literally does all of that for you around the clock on a 24/7 basis, as long as your website doesn't get shut down for, let's say you missed a payment or whatever. Barring all of those things, your website will be up 24/7, right? And so it's always selling for you. It's always introducing itself to others for you. I'm a new mom again, and so I'm nursing. And in the middle of the night, I'm scrolling through social media, through Google, just looking for whatever it is I can find just to help pass the time and to help keep myself awake so that I can feed and nurse and do all that stuff. Feed and pump and do all of those things that I need to do. And so having your website up gives someone the opportunity to find you when you're not even awake to sell to them or to make a sale physically or manually, is what I should say. And so that's another reason why you should have your website, because it sells around the clock without your actual human effort. The next reason why is because of customer reviews. Again, if someone is newly introduced to your brand, they want to know if you are someone that they should move forward with? Do you actually deliver? Are they going to spend their dollars with you and never get something in the mail? Are they going to spend their dollars with you and never get the website that you're supposed to do, or the graphics that you're supposed to design, or um, the hairstyle that you claimed you could do? And I know a lot of us can relate to that. But they want to know what other people think of your brand. And so reviews are a great way to get people to buy in whatever you're offering. And so if you're having your website present and online, you want to make sure that people feel confident that they will receive whatever it is that you're patronizing them for. And so having a website allows people to see reviews of you, especially if you have a testimonials page, if you have video testimonials, product testimonials, and that would be, people writing comments underneath a product page. All of those things help to solidify the deal in finding new customers and even keeping the ones that you already have. So let's do a quick recap again. The very first reason why you want to have a website is to help establish your brand as trustworthy and builds credibility. The second reason is to help qualify new leads or new customers. The third reason is because it helps you nurture your current audience. The fourth is because it sells around the clock. And the fifth is customer reviews. Now, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the sixth one is social proof. Are you a legitimate business? And I talked a bit about that with the customer reviews as well. There are so many times where, you hear of a business or someone introduces a business, and sometimes the first thing you say is, do you have a website? And that is a legitimate concern, because if you have a website, people can go through every single thing that I listed to make sure that you're someone that they want to buy from. Very seldom you may hear them say, okay, do you have an Instagram page? And maybe they will be okay with just that, depending on how much activity you have on that page. But most times they want to see a website. And to be very honest, a website that's not updated can actually hurt you, because if it's too much of an old school, if it has too much of an old school look, they'll think that you're not really up to date in your business, or maybe your business is not really running well anymore. And so it's not okay to just have a website, but you want to have it and keep it updated so that people know that you're still in business, you're still doing whatever it is that you promise to do. So it's great for social proof. Now, the final thing is for you to showcase your craft. Now, pictures, videos, products, whatever it is that you do, having a website is basically your gallery to show to the world what you can do for them, how you can change their lives, how you can make their lives easier, whatever promise it is that you provide your audience. Your website is a way to make it known that, yes, this is what I do and I do it very well. Now, you also want to make sure that you have good quality of pictures. Pictures matter. We all eat with our eyes, right? If you went to a restaurant and you were served a giant blob of brown food that was just oozing to the sides of the plate, would you actually eat it? Probably not. Maybe if you knew what that was and you were okay with the way that it looked, like you knew that this is how it's supposed to look, then maybe you would go ahead. But most people will probably question it before they eat it, because we eat with our eyes, we buy with our eyes, we do everything with our eyes. And so you want to make sure that those photos, those videos look really good so that they can seal the deal for your audience. So that was the list of 7 things or 7 reasons why you need a website. And I'll go over them one more time before I say my goodbye. So the first reason is to help establish your brand as trustworthy and also build credibility. The second is to help qualify new leads and new customers. The third is to help you nurture your current audience, because they still matter. The fourth is because it sells around the clock, even when you're asleep. The next reason, the fifth, is because of customer reviews. It allows you to have some customer reviews. The sixth is it builds social proof. And the final one, the seventh one, is because it helps you showcase your craft. All right, so these are reasons why you want to have a website. Now, some of you may be thinking, hey, maybe I don't have enough content to put out a website. Maybe I just started. Those are all valid reasons why you may want to hold off on a website. But I will say this to you, you do not need to have a website that is completely done up. At the very least, you can have a one-pager where it says who you are, what you sell, and how people can contact you. At the very, very least, just let people know that you exist. Because if someone reaches out to you and says, hey, do you have a website? You could probably say, yes, I do. I'm using it to inform people that I exist, but I'm also using it to collect leads through a contact form. I feel like that's the very least that you can do to at least save your little plot of land on the online real estate streets. So you don't have to go full out and have an about page, a services page, a products page, a testimonials page, a contact page, a this page, a that page, all of the stuff. That's a lot to work with at the very beginning. It's okay to build and show people that you're building. You don't have to have it all figured out at once. Growing a business or having a business is a journey. It's okay to allow people to see that journey. I think a lot of times we get caught up in social media and how everything is portrayed to be perfect all at once. Things are not perfect, especially in the business world. There are highs and there are lows. And so it's okay to share with your audience and show them that, hey, this is how we're starting and we're going to slowly build our way up to where we want to be. And I promise you, your audience will actually appreciate that because it'll bring them along the journey too. And they'll feel like they're a part of something much bigger than just buying or selling your products. And so consider having a website. I promise you, it is good for your business. It'll definitely put you in a different category compared to other businesses. And so I will see you guys on the next video. Take care and goodbye.